Welcome to the Alchemy Lounge, where we dismantle manifestation myths, rewrite your success codes, and activate your highest reality. I'm Victoria Quance, your intuitive alchemist, blending science, soul, and strategy, so the extraordinary becomes your everyday. If you're ready to rip up the rulebook and unfuck your life, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. You've probably heard it before. Just believe, just trust, just let go, just surrender. And while that is true in some ways, and while that can absolutely strengthen your manifestation, it can strengthen how you magnetize and how you attract. For most people, that is not enough. We can't simply just trust, just let go, just believe. For a lot of us, it's not as easy as that. You know, if ever you have been stressed or worried or upset, and someone says to you, just chill out. Don't worry about it. Don't be upset. You want to punch them in the face because it is not that simple on a human level. Of course, on a spiritual level, it's really simple. And actually, on a scientific level, it is also really simple because every emotion, every feeling that you actually go through, every feeling that you experience or emotion that is stimulated within you, you actually only have the physiological reaction for 90 seconds. However, you have a human mind. And that means you're going to roll with that emotion, you're going to roll with that feeling based on your conditioning, based on your stories, based on your cognition, and have the experiences that you do. So the mind craves structure. It needs a stepping stone before it can fully surrender to the idea that actually we're a soul in a human body. We're in a vessel right now. Your physical body isn't even real. What? You're a hologram right now. You're just vibrating, a bunch of atoms, buzzing all over the place. You're not even solid. What is she talking about? What was in her coffee this morning? Now, that's for another episode. But if we trying to look at a belief, but we don't fully understand it, then it creates doubt. So we'll use that my last little statement as an example. If I say to you, you're a hologram, I want you to now go and believe that you're a hologram. Like, what the fuck? Because you don't understand that yet. Maybe you do, in which case you're just going to be laughing and smiling and nodding along with me. But if you don't yet understand that, then that's going to create doubt. And you're just going to think that I'm batshit. Partially correct. So we need to understand in order to believe. Understand how it's happened. Or we need that evidence, right? If I say that all cats are actually blue underneath their fur is just a little outfit, a little coat, but underneath their skin is blue, like a Smurf. Again, you'd be like, what? I don't understand how that's possible. I have not seen any evidence for this. But if I then explained it to you how it works, if I showed you pictures of naked cats without their fur coats and they were blue like a Smurf, the chances of you believing it are stronger. So understanding can really strengthen our manifestation because our human gets on board. Also, when we have some kind of structure, when we have that masculine energy, it's like having a container and it anchors your manifestation in reality. And actually, this is so, so important for you to then hold on to your manifestations. It's all very well and good attracting things and magnetizing things into your life. But how many times have you done that and then actually let it go? How many times have you been in a relationship and it was all going well and then it dissolved? How many times have you had a windfall of money and then pissed it up the wall? How many times have you actually fit back into those favorite jeans and got to the dress size that you wanted to be? And then you've yo-yoed again. We actually need that structure. We need that masculine container. We need that root to anchor your manifestation in. A lot of that does also link into identity and the energetics around identity, which I will talk about in another episode. But if you know how manifesting works, how the alchemy of it works, it really makes you a hell of a lot more powerful. And this is why psychology and neuroscience both play a role. Because when you understand why, reality that you see in front of you is naturally going to respond to that frequency. Your belief stops being random and it becomes deliberate. So, a little challenge for you for the next 24 hours. I'd love for you to pick one thing that you have really struggled to manifest, one thing that you've really struggled to attract or hold on to. And over the next 24 hours, rather than asking, how will this happen? Instead, observe why you doubt that it will. So, naturally, especially if you are in the more skeptical camp and you want to understand how and why things are working, which is incredibly important as we just established, we naturally need the logic. We go, well, how is that going to happen? I want to manifest living in a 7-bedroom mansion. How the hell am I going to do that? We naturally default to the how. We default to the steps. We default to the logistics. And how are we going to make it happen? What are we going to do? We are conditioned to do. Instead of focusing on that, you're going to ask, why do I doubt that this will happen? And just see what limiting belief or stories come up. Where did this narrative come from? What happens if you reframe it as if it's already done? You're already in that 7-bedroom mansion. How does that feel instead? And just remember with this exercise, your mind is the gateway to your manifestations. Manifestation is brain training. So your mind is literally that gateway, not the enemy. Now, because this is just an introductory episode into the science, I'm not going to go into too much detail about our neuroscience, our quantum mechanics, and our psychology. We're going to save that for later. We're going to break things down on this podcast instead. So, what I want us to consider for the second part of this podcast is how we actually merge the science and the soul, the science and the spirituality. Because whatever we are focusing on right now is going to be amplified. Where your focus goes, energy flows. Your thoughts, as well as your words and your actions, carry an electrical charge. That is science, that is quantum physics. That has an influence on your energetic field. And this is why when we're looking at shifting that mental narrative, we're looking at shifting those beliefs and those stories, it's not just about positive thinking. If you followed me for a while, you will know that I call bullshit on the high vibes only trend of nonsense. That's not what we're doing. Because you're a human, remember? You're here to experience emotions and ebb and flow and go through cycles. What we are doing is rewiring how reality responds to you. Now, different energy vibrates at different frequencies. That's why that high vibe bullshit is literally just bullshit. That vibration has nothing to do with your frequency. Your frequency is different. You can, however, influence it. So, to illustrate this for you, if you are really focusing on lack and you're really dreading going into work every single day, you're dwelling on it, you're letting yourself spiral into that space. You're only going to amplify it. Whereas if you went with the attitude and a different perspective of this, that it's temporary. You're actually about to get a different job that you love. You're about to resign and leave and do something that is much more enjoyable and much more fulfilling for you. Imagine how you would walk into work then. You would hold your head high, probably give two fingers to the majority of your colleagues, but you would have a whole different frequency. Your energetic field would be totally different, and your focus would actually be on the new thing, on the exciting thing, rather than dwelling on the bit of a shit situation that you're experiencing right now. So you're rewiring how your reality responds to you. You're being proactive in this. The fact that you're here listening right now, you're taking the steps, you're doing the things. Changes are going to happen, they're inevitable. That is the thing when you do this work. And I always warn my clients when they start working with me, things are going to shift, things are going to change. Your life is not going to look the same. So be sure that you want to live exceptionally. Not everyone does, it's okay. But if we can almost break down manifestation, if we look at the neuroscience really simplistically, your brain filters your reality based on your belief system, based on what you have created in a cognitive sense, based on your subconscious, based on what you know, what you've learned. We have different parts of our consciousness. We have your conscious brain who is listening to me right now. You have your subconscious brain. You've also got your unconscious. There's different layers, but your brain is filtering your reality based on what we hold in those layers. We've also got the quantum, we've got physics, we've got the mechanics. And this is about frequency. Your frequency attracts experiences that are a match. It's like a radio station. You tune into experiences that are a match for your frequency, that match your radio station. But then you've also got your intuition. This is the unconscious. Because your soul already knows. Your soul knows the fastest path to your desires because they already exist. You're already living them. Ever you've heard the phrase about collapsing time? That's where that comes into play. We don't want to worry too much about these intricacies at this stage. We just want to know. We want some certainty. So we know that neuroscience is a thing. We know that physics is a thing. We know that whatever we focus on is expanded. It's all we can think about. It's all that we experience. We know that because there's evidence for that. So that gives us that solid foundation. It gives us that reassurance that this is real. So you want to hold on to that for now. And then you can start to merge and bring in the intuition, the spirituality, the soul. That's when it gets really easy. And if you want to have an additional challenge, let's play with some evidence. Find yourself some proof that manifestation works. So every synchronicity that counts, every unexpected win, that's a confirmation. Every shift in your energy is going to bring you momentum. Because remember, what you focus on, you amplify. So let's start to amplify the evidence. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like and subscribe, and then step deeper into my world. Inside my Facebook group, Manifestation Myths, The Science and Success Codes by VQ, you'll gain deeper insights, exclusive activations, and live experiences with me. And if you're ready for full mastery of your business and lifestyle, explore my latest offers at vqlifestyle.com. Until next time, remember who the fuck you are, live exquisitely, and lead exceptionally.